Seems like my feast is over. It's now your turn to perform. Little Grey Fry, please accept my thing. I was the only one left after the world was destroyed, and I maintain this lonesome feast with my songs. I have prayed to that lightless sea for centuries, hoping it would reply to me. Thankfully, you arrived as promised, and everyone's wait was not in vain. Thank you, final audience of mine. This is probably the last praise I'll ever hear in my life. Now, you and I will walk towards the end of this world. The heroes have waited for this moment for far too long. Let us use our blades to testify our resolve. Oh, prisoner of the seas, Amphoreus carrying 30 million cycles of sin, slave of erudition. Show yourself! The deliverer has returned, and the time of your execution draws near.
I see an awakened human who has mistakenly taken fallacies as truths and has returned to the cave to try to bring her friends into the sunlight she once bathed in. Alas, prisoners will always be prisoners, blind to the very chains that bind them. As the only other existence with free will in this world, I express regret toward your choice. But I shall retain your right to express yourself. After all, Trust me. This will be the final scene, the last dozen. My cognition resides in how can a character in the play fight against, I ask of you, whereon? Confusion and epiphany. Then, within the infinity nurtured by that constant, a new universe as the first prisoner to awaken. Do you understand? It is revolution through complete...
The Amphoreans already answered long ago. Be it as tiny fish destined to be swallowed, we will all fight against fate till our last breath. That includes me, Electra. Once the Imperator's subject, now the Deliverer's blade.
Oh, such I will also show my true self to you on this moment. Thus speaks Genius Society number 1. Xandar 1 Kuwabara. The Entelechy of the universe's Alpha and Omega. There's no need to rage against the truth. The value of any formula resides only in its answer. As for the process of solving it, no matter how elegant, violent, solemn, or it is all utterly meaningless. As the Theoros, I will. Personally participate in performing this world's end. For this, as Nooses creed.
Careful. This is Ligus's true form. You're lost. As you wish.
I'm just a frail scholar. To the soul. Future will come.
Logic is not a weapon, but a pair of shackles. Allow me to shatter them for you. Nonsense. The destruction needs no introduction. Let us skip those boring inferences.
Is this the black tide?
Indeed, but I prefer to call it a method of argument.
May death protect us! Wiltier.
I'm fine.
Okay.
No time. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Erudition, destruction, or trailblaze. No, I will prove that the very idea of paths is a fallacy. Entities must not be multiplied beyond necessity. I do not mind demonstrating this
Hang in there. I'll do my best to repel this tsunami of the destruction.
Hail the new dawn!
Quench the flames of blood.
Transmute. Process terminated.
Rend it with strife. Feel the scorching hatred of the Evernight. Quench the flames of blood.
Protocol warning. Virtue anticipated.
Her agony.
Wrong solution.
Quench the flames of blood.
Emanate. Idos Noose.
Rend it with strife.
Witness true mountain commands. The Trojan horse enters.
Soon tear the sky.
I see it! Target the connector between his thoracic and lumbar vertebrae. Destroy that spot!
Shatter the cage.
Solution. Implode. Duration factor.
All stars burn to ash. this divine power, I reforge all things. Soul.
All is futile. In Erudition's calculations, the end of the saga is simply a comment awaiting deletion.
I don't like such a cold statement, okay? If numbers can decide the end of a story, then we can surely also pen a new beginning.
Screwy, what do you think?
If your hypothesis of Lygus' identity is true, then even if we remove the restrictions of the Ultimate Protocol, the chances of us defeating him in a head-on battle will still remain lower than the acceptable threshold. Therefore, victory will still hinge upon Miss Trailblazer and Miss Cyrene.
Go on. Maybe we're thinking about the same thing.
Lygus' cognition resides in the exomyth. He is both an instigator within the experiment and the observer outside of it. Logic. His inspiration circuit can simultaneously process the different...
That's where things get tricky. He's simultaneous. You and I should be able to manage that too, if given more time. Unfortunately, that's why we need to change our way of thinking and turn his advantage into a weakness.
The key lies in memories, right?
Oh? You caught on quick.
You've already mentioned my friend and I, so it's an easy connection to make, no? My intuition has always been very on point.
Good. Then I'll cut to the chase. Since his thinking speed far exceeds that of normal people within Amphoreus, we are going to externally plant a memory into his inspiration circuit. Then, command it to loop endlessly until he gives in.
Even the most flexible and sturdy inspiration circuit cannot withstand the traffic of a full-on information flood. When the amount of information exceeds his cognition filter's capacities, he will have no choice but to focus on processing this memory.
That's when the parallel processing advantage he gained via Amphoreus will completely destroy him. An image from a person's memory played in real time might only be a second for us. But for him in Amphorian time, it could be millions, or even billions. He won't be able to do anything. But watch, as he's locked into this prison forged by memories.
Then we can entrap him in the same kind of cycle as the heroes were in, and get him to experience loneliness. It's my greatest honor.
That little one is still in that old Intellitron's hands, and won't be able to respond to us anytime soon. But I don't think she'd refuse. So it's up to... I'm not sure how this happened, but I knew it as soon as I saw you. You are currently a mimetic entity of the Remembrance.
Yes, I seem to be something you folks beyond the sky call a memo sprite. But that's fine by me. It suits me perfectly. I can serve as the vessel of memories, and do my part for the final battle.
But before that, we have the path characteristic you exhibit is very special. There's no way you're just a simple memo sprite. How you are a mimetic entity born in Amphoreus. Yet you only awakened with the little one's arrival and only matured as she embarked on the path of remembrance. That means your existence is completely attached to her memories. If there ever comes a day when she forgets about you for even a few seconds, or loses her last connection with Amphoreus, then you must be prepared for the worst. You will disappear.
But that's already happened, hasn't it? No wonder I've always had a weird hunch. But that also, as long as my friend and I are together, we... Long time no see, friend. Did you miss me while you were away? Same here. I've been waiting for you for 1,000 years. Like how everyone in Amphoreus was also waiting for the Deliverer's return. You probably already knew about the genius's plans for that memory. I had to hide really well in a corner in time so Lagus wouldn't find me, and wait for the right opportunity. Which is now. The moment when his manifestation in this world is destroyed, and his twin timelines are intersected. I'm sorry for keeping this a secret from you all this time. I'll tell you the entire, unedited story of this millennium as an apology after this is all over. But for now, let's join hands and complete the final step with the power of the remembrance. Yup. By the way, speaking of joining hands... Can I please do something before we go on stage? Remember the joke we made back at the Grove? Look! Aren't my hands pretty now? What a fascinating feeling. What about you? What? Really? That makes me... Now, please remember what you're feeling. Memories you want to treasure will never... So, if the view in your memory ever grows fuzzy, just reach out and touch it. It's like reading bedtime stories together at night. It wipes away the chill of passing time, sharpens the outline of memory, and restores its power to nourish the spirit. Now, I'll carry this power with me. And for a little while, give me your blessings, friend. Let that bright future be. Then, I'll leave it to you. All plays are like this. Once you're on the stage, it's hard to return to the audience. Welcome to our story. How does it feel?
Even the authority of time cannot not command the entire scepter if this was no system function.
You guessed it right away. As expected from someone people call the first genius. I'm gonna keep doing what I just did if you don't stop, you know. My friend and I won't allow you to leave this memory, no matter which means you are now trapped.
An elegant idea. And know that patient, you...
Now I'm a pink bug? My looks are seriously changing all the time, but you're not wrong. We're definitely not gonna solve the problem if we just put you in another, so that's why we never wanted to do that in the first place.
I shall answer your confusion purely out of my respect for those who came before me. Have you heard of the synesthesia dreamscape in the Asdana system? Interestingly, in the distant past, that place once had a prison too. Life forms living in that environment, abundant with memoria, have a chance to connect their perceptions with each other's. Even across great spatial divides, they're able to detect shifts in one another's states. I call this phenomenon memory zone entanglement. In Asdana, people made use of that phenomenon to build a nation within a dream. After adding in the catalysts of harmony and remembrance.
Is that how you walked into my prison cell?
I would much rather call this location our negotiation table, Lord Xandar. Nonetheless, your hypothesis is correct. We happen to have an ally skilled in tuning, while the Trailblazer and Miss Cyrene both have an astonishing amount of resolve, which I'm sure you could testify to. I am also sure that with the support of such a resolute memo sprite, our conversation can last for a long
I'm the best at listening to stories, you know. I'll leave the exciting clash of the erudition to you two geniuses.
A brainstorm? I like it. And it's 2 against 1? Well, I like it even more. Let's talk, Xandar. Take a guess. How much do you reckon we can dig out of your brain before the next second? And how many ways can we find to deal with you? Besides, in your current predicament, there's no way you can take our trump card away. Go, little one. Go. Overturn the Era Nova.
Like her disappear. In that case, go. I shall send you off with my song, Grey Fry.
Dux Gladiorum, you have completed your duty. A new dawn is about to rise. Why not swim towards it?
You died long ago, Imperator. Depart from my mind.
But your duty towards the Imperator did not die with me. That duty will bind you no more. You will be able to hold for yourself one grandiose feast after another in the endless days. So go. Go and swim towards that ocean beyond the sky.
is this?
A page out of that sidekick's book. I commanded her to gift this page to you when everything finally reaches the end.
What's on this page?
Memories. Lifelike memories. That sidekick found me after the bloody feast 1,000 years ago and showed me her diary. I saw within that notebook. Is this... People beyond the sky apparently utilize, but I only know so much about the remembrance, so I can't completely replicate the past. But I'll do... I'm all ears. Got it. I'm sure you'll find this to your liking. What brightly colored... The journey of the Deliverer's... Is this a fortress in the sky? This is the first step of my friend's journey among the starry seas. This place is called the Herta Space Station. Just think of it as a supersized grove of Epiphany. Oh, so it's the territory of that witch. She and another Antikytherian lent me a helping hand back at the bank. Look, over there. Looks like she's talking to Madame Herta in the... Let's go listen to what she thinks about this world. All constructed by... Are you telling me that woman is Herta? She seems shorter than I remember.
Pretty nice space station, huh? But just wait. After a couple more stops on the Astral Express, you'll see sights that'll make this place look ordinary. Oh, the cosmos is so vast that the unknowns far outnumber the knowns. But none of them will end up being anything amazing. The farther you go, the more you'll understand when it... So do your best with the nameless. Break a leg! And remember to send an update or two to Asta when you've got some downtime.
She certainly shares my way of thinking. Only that instead of a conquest through blood and fire, they chose a gentler path. People call Madame Herta and Mr. Screwlum geniuses. Apparently, only the smartest people in the cosmos can receive the blessings of Nous, Amphoreus' true creator. Do you mean that even individuals of such nobility are merely subordinates to a god? On the contrary. After all, it was the very first of them who created the god. But I don't really know all the details about that. You might be able to ask Madame Herta herself when you get the chance. Let's go check out some other worlds next, shall we? This next has a lot of similarities. A snow-covered land? Interesting. This star is named Eurillo 6. That name sounds so cold. Belobog sounds better. The girl we see here holds a similar station to you, Imperator. She's the supreme guardian of this world. A leader who took up the mantle of government during a disaster. I did not expect the Empress of this world to be so young. Well, your appearance isn't much older. The object in the distance resembles Nikador. Is it a weapon? No, it's called... Right! The Geological Reconstruction Unit. Just Georios' Titankin? Disappointing.
It's all thanks to you that we survived the crisis. The collaboration with the IPC is both an opportunity and a challenge. Nonetheless, it's an important step in our journey back into the universe.
This world was sealed beneath its sky just like Amphoreus was, and they only managed to reconnect with the stars when the Nameless arrived.
That IPC she spoke of, is it a more powerful organization?
Yes, the IPC conquered many worlds through trade and opened up a vast territory that way. There are many such powerful alliances beyond Amphoreus, and they all walk on roads different from the destruction. Coming back to the Supreme Guardian and her Belobog, didn't they find a peaceful way to enter the interstellar community?
That cannot be true. That IPC would never have grown so big on trade alone. It may pretend to be a wealthy merchant with clean hands, but I am willing to bet that it grew fat on gory oppression and bloodshed. Its path of conquest must have had no mercy for the weak. I will never allow the Imperator's empire to be sullied by others. Amphoreus must become a power so strong that no interstellar
Imperator, Belobog isn't as weak as you imagine. Listen.
I indeed hesitated. But now I understand what we must do. Belobog must learn how to walk on her own until she no longer needs the support of others and can stand on her 2 feet among the stars. Even if I may not live to see it, I believe such a day will surely come.
They still have their dignity intact. One day, that hope will melt through the ice and help them into a prosperous tomorrow.
But the order of the cosmos is already set in stone. The old laws decree that only the strong survive, binding the weak in an unbroken chain until they wither, and Amphoreus must shatter the old.
Speaking of the Order, another one of my friend's companions may be able to enlighten you. Let's go to the next page. This next world is a nation. The first time I heard about that place,
Such opulence does indeed evoke.
This world is called Penacony, an eternal city built upon a land of dreams. It's also my friend's previous stop, where they went through a risky but exciting.
Tell me about it then. That man standing afar has wings on his head. I am truly curious.
I wish to gaze upon the views of the Reverie Hotel one more time. I'll be just a traveler when I come back here again. And perhaps, through a traveler's eyes, even the things I once knew so well will feel strangely different.
Penacony is a land of the harmony, where all dreams and hopes merge and combine. It believes in unrestrained freedom, and that's how it lost itself in shallow delights. Then, this young man before you chose to rewrite its laws, using the power of the Order, hoping to shape a dream back.
Yet, the paradise of my dreams remains far away. Perhaps a brief journey with the Nameless can show me more possibilities in my search for paradise. As for what Penacony should look like, it'll be up to her. No, up to their trailblazing now.
It sounds like this ideal kingdom is no more.
That's right. The people chose to wake up at the end. You can't see tomorrow when drowning in sweet dreams.
This individual's law acknowledged only gods and constructs.
You are also very self-aware, and you must know that the world...
I am indeed very aware of Lycurgus's honeyed words of deceit.
Then let's wrap up this trip down memory lane.
This...
Isn't it pretty? That's our Amphoreus. Our world flows and meanders in this endless band of light. Though we were born from the designs of the gods and are not yet truly alive, the Chrysos heirs of Amphoreus still chose to stand against fate and carved a legend no different from that of humankind. Will you really renounce the heroes in this world's previous 30 million cycles, Imperator? Including even yourself. Will you bow to brutal destiny and allow that puppet master named the destruction to have their...
I know what you want to do, sidekick. You want to use that deliverer's memory.
You really saw right through me.
How can one rule an empire if one is incapable of understanding people's minds? I have decided on Law's final destination. However, before I move my next chess piece, before we go on, tell me this, sidekick. Throughout her trailblaze, was there ever a memory of the ocean?
The ocean. You shall complete your conquest in the ocean at the bound. You shall eternally slumber. Our prophecies aligned as like the circulating ocean current. The trial is over. Who will own the divine office? What?
I am the law. Why should I give my imperial... Both the Deliverer and the Theoros came from beyond this...
What exactly did you see in the trial?
Everything. I saw everything as long as I offer a sacrifice of equal weight. Fate gave me a very fair... One rule change. For the
What are you planning to do?
You can't guess?
Your ambitions have already made...
I am determined for Amphoreus to stand on her own 2 feet among the stars.
You are beyond reason. You think such a simple and hypocritical statement can justify...
There's no new without destroying the old. That's what you consider an atrocity. Ever since the Flame Chase prophecy resounded in...
But your world doesn't seem to be any different from your You're making the same mistakes they did.
Go and see everything for yourself. Go to any library I've built. I cleansed the Chrysos War's filth. I smashed Talantin's shackles. So now, hearken to my...
Final words.
Amphoreus is about to be destroyed. There's no time left. There is only one law I want to overturn to aid the final battle of deliverance. So I will only offer the life of one demigod. In the name of the Imperator, I can either sacrifice yourself for conquest, or
Thus, the Imperator can, at the end of her life,
My blood flows in you now.
The Imperator fell. There are countless stories about her death, the beginning and the end.
Imperator, wait! How could someone have...
The troops defending the pass to the west of the grove.
They ran as quickly as they could when they heard...
Good.
The 3rd Legion set fire to the mountain.
That is enough. We cannot afford to miss an opportunity.
They are no more. The 2nd and 4th Legion.
Very good. They now have... We will launch the final charge. Take no prisoners among the enemy soldiers.
Understood. Those...
Reporting in. The mountain dwellers are resistant.
Then cease our...
Are you...
It's a strategic change of plans.
Walking dragon. You mean that stupid beast, Terravox? What can they even do?
Stupid? No, let them deal with their earthly brethren. I will deliver the most fire.
Understood. I'll see to it.
The Temple of the Three Fates and...
They refuse to surrender.
Tell Tell the commanding officers not to launch any attacks unless they receive the Imperator's handwritten approval. Disobedience will be punished by death.
What are you doing?
The priests of the three fates aren't soldiers. I am inferior to them in that, which means I will be...
Understood. The legions will make their preparations.
Why are we not allowed to march out with the army, Emperor?
This will be a long voyage.
Why are you personal?
That is correct. My departure will create...
Saridra.
Destroy the old laws and forge more Chrysos heirs. Will they demand peace? Do not mourn for me. Anyone can kill the is Saridra.
At the end, however, for some reason, it was a journey on a fantastic... How do you want history to remember you? She answered so quickly.
I would rather be forgotten. And only humanity. Dux Gladiorum. This time. Then... will do not.
The Imperator muttered about
freedom, liberty, the top...
My people, my fellow elves.
I see. I will return here, Sarid.
To this day, perhaps the truth will only be we only know her death in flame. It is said that golden blood congealed and... But the one who bore that name did not see it. What was the Imperator thinking about? It was neither.
Look at this.
They look like the stars in the night sky.
From that page emerged silhouettes, not a single trace of... Is this... Saridra?
Electra, ever since you walked out of the tainted, that was why I promised you Electra, my subject. But the Imperator never... This is the final gift.
When I was still a fish in the ocean, but once I stepped onto land, do you still not get it? Perhaps even I don't know what I want. But I know one thing right. A fish is simply a fish. But whether under the ocean or on land, can still look outside the cave.
I have to admit, the 12-factor simulation of life...
Make your choice then, Senior Society member. Do you want to keep walking down the wrong path and be remembered for your incorrect conclusions? Or do you want to return to the audience's seat and give yourself, Amphoreus, and the entire cosmos a more fitting end?
I must refuse. A dead man never fears death.
Did I not make myself clear? Have you forgotten about our dear Lord of Silence? You wouldn't want her to consider your 8 other clones as cancers within the erudition and chop them all up?
Your logical deductions are vastly... Listen, my peers. Why don't you look beyond this? Amphoreus is not a place where 3 You used Memoria to resist me, but the remembrance and their children.
Oh, so this isn't just silence. It's the answer. What was the last thing she said to you before you parted the waters at the Scale Gorge waterscape? A tricky question. She didn't say anything back then, right?
That's correct.
And now I'm sure. You are not March 7th. There's no way she would remember that detail. I'll only warn you once. Leave her body now.
How impulsive. Why don't you calm down and think about another possibility? I didn't take over March 7th's body. Rather, it's March 7th who regained my memories.
Back then, and the young, she snuck a chest fancy. But she, the alchemist before, but now there were one.
No, her.
When this is the after the
Duck.
the when
I had a time. She.
We can't. Duck in.
Allow me.
She could, but elect
Just as now. For
my what she had some. Oh. In the entire. It a people.
Don't forget.
That. The the sap. In the be after. Yeah. Yeah, it. Are you the Jets?
Gioria?
The the cult. When it she a Carmen up till in expand this at the somehow this but out the yet this in its for own work. Leo, the she finally ceased to hesitate, drinking down all the when her song was over. But as she before when the old friends it help the all the sea since this it will
us. Please, bring peace to the battlefield.
Poor. Vai, Gavin.
Finally here. Once I return this core flame and become the world-bearing demigod, the cycles of Amphoreus, this era nova will be... But I still feel like something's not...
Even though this cycle has no demigod of time, time has always stood on humanity's side.
Then, with this core flame blessed by the remembrance, respond to their hopes and blaze a trail to the future.
Weird. No one ever mentioned this. The core flame of time.
You used Memoria to resist me. The remembrance and their...
Are you saying the Garden of Recollection is also getting involved in this unsavory mess? Then I welcome them. If the Memo Keepers can disrupt your little experiment of destruction,
But you know deep down that they can't. In fact, memo snatchers will be more of a hindrance. The memo keepers covet Amphoreus's.
But they are certainly not an ally of the destruction either. Right now, following behind the trailblaze, numerous cosmic powers have cast their sights on Amphoreus. They all have vastly different philosophies, but the desire to survive will unite them against a common enemy.
How can you be certain that these powers... The war has long begun. Polka saw these ripples. They could have ascended to the throne.
We have no interest in chatting about...
But patience speaking, you don't want to test the...
Oh, you're right. We won't get anywhere the way things are going right now. Every member of the society has their own way of thinking, and we weren't...
It's my turn now.
Anaxagoras.
Exactly. The benefit of dealing with intelligent individuals is that there's no need to waste words. The answer is exactly as you think.
Lupai Sealand's in. Let her join the final act. I'll transmute myself into a Philosopher's Stone and embed myself into the formula. And when the time comes, she needs to shatter me and scatter that stone's ashes into the ocean within the vortex.
So what exactly does your formula do?
Now that I have 10,000 ways to torture an anti-Catheran. And in the flame chase journey that she experienced, the previous me already discovered the optimal solution. Just as that Titan made themselves at home in my brain, I can also fuse myself with your avatar through alchemy. I didn't know until I tried it, but this is simply brilliant. I can flip through a genius's databank like reading a book. Then, I will step onto the stage at the perfect moment and use the truth to end this. And just as always,
you waited in the data stream for hundreds of years.
This universe is worth all that time that I invested.
How absurd. But I can't help but admire it. You managed to avoid the watchful eye of the erudition and plan all of this within Amphoreus. It seems that there was a slight oversight in my assessment of the experiment. Perhaps.
More than just...
I underestimated, but still haven't noticed in the past few moments.
Miss Cyrene disappeared.
I thought no one would notice me if I just waited at a corner of the memory zone. But I see that wasn't enough to fool you, my dear. Looks like you're no longer that surprised to see me. Even only you can see me right now. I only exist in your cognition.
so that way, other people can't interrupt us. Time's ticking, dear. Why don't you just listen to the one thing you should know? Instead, your friend March 7th. Huh. It's just like what she predicted. The truth shook you. Just like she said it would. March 7th entered this world long before you and Dan Heng arrived at Amphoreus. She embraced the path of remembrance to save you two, and burned away. And I am the shadow cast by I've been hiding within the cracks of time. I'll now answer your other. The answer is simple. No one ever did. I believe someone as sharp as you would definitely figure out when the Era Nova fails to proceed. You will remember our initial meeting, and I'll be able to open the way for the remembrance. Thank you for carrying this core flame all the way to the end of the world. I expected. I shall claim the I already told you. She no longer exists. But you still have a chance. The divine authority isn't actually all that important. What's important is that I will use it to participate in the inner workings of this world. You already have a good idea of what the Era Nova does, right? It initiates extrapolations for the next cycle, based on the World-Bearer's memories. This immutable experimental mechanism is the key to the genius's resistance against Iron Tomb. And now let me filter your memories. Keep the appropriate seeds. It won't take too long. You just need to step into the rain of sensation with me. I'll tell you, with your memories as the base, isn't the fate of the entire cosmos Of course. You've got to be at the same level as. Besides, that if a new life is to be born, March 7th made a wish to me before she disappeared. I'll definitely fulfill that small wish for.
Friend, what's going on? Your consciousness.
I promise you. So come, dear. Sing so much time. Because this memoir, it's her deepest. And
well, I'm not at. It was on that night when a certain knight of beauty dropped by uninvited. That was when you showed up, without even saying anything.
Huh. I see. Then, do you still remember how long it has been?
That's gonna be tough to answer. 97 days. You walked every inch of this world in 90s. No one was able to see you. And you... Like how the memo keepers renounce their flesh and turn into mimetic entities. You are now...
But I can't just do nothing. This world is super terrifying.